And welcome back to another video. Okay, we've had a few issues, and yes, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, we're sort of turned into a fruit tree farm. This is my front yard. We got rid of the lawn a while ago, like probably 6 or 8 months ago. Yes, whole lot of fruit trees. Yeah, like these awesome loquats, all in pots, and lots of citrus. This is the subtropics, so a lot of stuff grows here. Watch out, Benji, quick. You're a little plump dog, aren't you? Lots and lots of different things. Yeah, papayas, all sorts of stuff. But we've kind of run out of room a little bit because we've just been randomly getting lots of different fruit trees. What even is that? Oh, that's one of those weird ones. Okay. Yeah, a lot of strange fruit trees, normal fruit trees, bizarre stuff. Chicken drumstick, something, I don't know. But we've had wind in the last few days and our giant banana has fallen down. I think it's a blue Java banana. Yeah. So I have not even come over here and had a look. So we're doing that now. Yeah, everything is ridiculously overgrown. Some old leafy things. Ayahuasca vine going ballistic again. Okay, these have gone crazy and they are still in pots. Look at the trunk, that's a tree. Let me just get eaten by spiders. Oh, that is nuts. Okay, yeah, look at all the damage from bugs and stuff, but it is what it is. Okay, there is Benji. Why are you in here? You know there's snakes in here. Oh no, my finger lime died. Oh, that's disappointing, isn't it? Oh, and I think there's one crushed underneath there. That bloody cactus. Hold on, let me just get rid of the dog. Okay, he got rid of himself. Good boy. Oh, what a disaster. So this kind of happens when you have way too many things together. Yeah, look at the size of that banana in the pot. So obviously the roots had gone through the bottom, but the wind has pushed it over. I reckon I'll be able to just prop that up. That's wishful thinking, but I reckon I can do that. And maybe I'll have to cut this cactus and push it back over there. My poor finger lime. Yeah, I wonder what happened to that one. All the rest of them are doing really well. There is an actual, oh look, it just came off. That is an Australian finger lime, if you haven't seen one of those before. Bizarre. Inside that, there is a whole lot of awesome little limey ball things. Let me open it and come back. And not only are we back, we've got a tiny little bit of sun. Look at that. That is very red. What species is this? These are all grafted. Oh, they have a lot of prickles on them. Tom Thumb finger lime. Okay, that is crazy. But yeah, look at all the little tiny bits to it. That is extremely limey, delicious. Yeah, awesome in drinks. Anyway, I'm going to move some stuff around and come back because it is an absolute jungle right now. At least we've got some sun. Well, now that I've managed to get to the banana and prop it up, I've realized that, yeah, I think the neighbors, when they were looking for one of their balls that the kids dropped over the fence, has walked in my bed because you can see big footprints. I'm guessing it's a neighbor. I'm going to message them. Hopefully it's not some dodgy person coming in and dying with a euphorbia or something. I think I need more toxic plants. But walking on the garden bed, because it's a cheap garden bed, has completely screwed up the garden bed. So now it is completely warped because they've got these support beams that go through. Look at it. Yeah, that has completely mangled the whole thing. So much for the garden bed. That lasted what, 6 months, 8 months? So there's my blueberries in the garden bed. I'm going to have to rip them up and stick them in some pots and bugger. That's just annoying. It's, yeah, when is not coming back? Oh. Okay, so if you buy a cheap garden bed, and someone walks on it, it screws it up. There we go. That's awesome. Great. I have managed to chop down the Ceres cactus, which was all over there. Now I've got multiple cactuses, cacti. Yeah, I have to move all this sort of stuff around because look at my poor banana. I know, it is in this pot. So, it is huge. I think if I just put some stakes in the ground and hold it in place, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, that is my plan. More stakes, push them deep into the ground, and hopefully that will stop that from toppling over. What a pain. Yeah, okay, don't buy a cheap garden bed because if someone walks on it, don't eat the plants, Benji. My goodness. Someone walks on it, it just destroys it. And, oh yeah, managed to walk on my peanut as well. At least that may survive. Bugger. So disappointing. This is why I need acreage in the middle of nowhere. At least that is now sort of upright. Way too big for the pot. I know, silly is what it is. Anyway, no idea. Trying to move on from that. So apart from random disasters like bugs and stuff that tend to be wiping out lots and lots of fruit trees and stuff. I'm not really wiping them out, but just biting leaves and stuff. I think we had some weird bees, as my accountant pointed out, leafcutter bees, making perfect little circles in some of plants. Yeah, there you go. They're fine, they're native, they're not going to wipe the whole plant out. But yeah, it's very frustrating. Try and look after stuff and things happen. I suppose at least it's not random kids jumping the fence and eating all the fruit. That hasn't happened yet, but you know. You could easily have really poisonous fruit. No, did not say that. Anyway, there's a couple of figs. I need to sort out everything a little bit better, as I keep saying. Look how completely overgrown everything is. And all these weeds are just from a couple of weeks of rain, which is just ridiculous. So a lot of the pots I need to top up with soil. That is disappointing about that. What do you expect? It's cheap, it's flimsy. Maybe I can just, I don't know what I'm doing with that. It's the too hard basket right now, but at least that is standing upright. But I'll need to put the stakes in before there's more wind, which we've got right now. Otherwise, just about everything else is doing vaguely okay. Check out how huge the tomatoes have got in the cage. Yes, so I need to get a few more ties for them because they must have grown, heaps in the last week. Actually, we're going to wander around in the cage and check it out. Look at my mess. Yeah, everything's got a little bit crazy. Let me undo that. Never do that one-handed. Now the cage is still holding, but it is starting to fade a fair bit. And yeah, what is it now? About a year old or so? Yeah, you can see the bend, so that's not going to last, I think, summer. I think one big storm and this cage is gone. But I think when the cage goes, we're not going to really worry too much about it. I think I might make a proper, oh no, look what happened. Okay, it's broken, but it's still kind of alive. That is frustrating. It's because all the weight was on that one bloody zip tie. We're having so much fun. What's the name of this video? Disaster in the garden? Yeah, it might as well be because it's a bit of a disaster. If you watched one of my shorts, mice have eaten pretty much all of the radish. I did save a whole tub of radishes. I suppose you can call it a tub, but yeah. If it wasn't the little aphids, which we've just given up on, it is things like that eating the actual radish. My goodness. Getting a little bit frustrating, but yeah. Now, I don't know what we do with that because that is, how is that still holding up? I'm going to have to try and zip tie that better to the pole, but they've just grown from there to there in the last week or so. They have grown so fast that I haven't really been checking on them, and when you don't check on something, that's what happens. It almost, oh, you can feel that, can't you? Oh, right in the bend. I probably should just leave it like that. Maybe we'll do an experiment and we will leave it like that. Hope there's not a big gust of wind and it just snaps completely off. Yeah, it's resting fine. I'll get a couple of stakes and stake it in place. Let's do that. Okay, this is sort of what you do when you're sort of a little bit half-assed with doing stuff. Got a couple more of those stakes there and I will just hold them in place, and seems to be enough nutrients going through that bend for it to perk up. Yeah, because we have all our flowers there, and I think if I push it back up, it's probably going to snap it more and then carnage. A little bit frustrating, but hey, that is gardening apparently. I have noticed while I'm here that our garlic is looking a little bit mingy too, so I think maybe it had a little bit too much water. I will fertilize that, but yeah, possibly a little bit too much water, I think, and that's unfortunately just too stupid amount of rain we've had lately. Looking at all a nightmare in here, it looks like the aphids haven't destroyed too much, destroyed a little bit. Our weird cabbagey things are starting to look like cabbagey things. That's still surviving. Oh look, we've even got a couple of random fruit developing on that. This tomato has sort of fallen down as well, so I need to tie that to that. Everything's just grown crazy. That is the tie from a week ago, and it's grown that much. Yeah, so that's why these are kind of flopping. Yeah, again, there's the tie there, and I didn't tie it as it's been growing, so it's flopped over. This is what happens when you just plant stuff and don't check it every day. Things happen. That's what happens. So I don't know if we're going too well at the moment, are we? I don't know. I'm pretty grumpy about my garden bed. But, you know, stuff happens. It could always be a lot worse. Maybe that'll be the next video. You can't believe what happened. Oh my God. But otherwise, oh look, our peanuts are still going good. They're actually looking like peanut plants now. At least that's one thing. Maybe I should just get rid of everything and just have peanuts. That would be kind of hilarious. Giant domes with just peanuts. Oh, what happened to Paul? Yeah, he went crazy. He just grows peanuts now. Oh, why? Just does. No comment. Anyway, that's sort of where we are with all that. I have not pruned in there. Oh, my poor cactus are somewhere in that nightmare. Yeah, I really need to maybe get a little bit more motivation, I think, and sort out what I'm doing. Let's jump to the backyard because I have ideas. So the really annoying thing is I don't have any more zip ties. So I haven't had time because I sort of work 24 hours a day to actually go to any hardware place and get zip ties. And yes, looking at how crazy everything has grown in the last week or two, has it even been a week? There's my zip tie there, which obviously has snapped off another tomato. And yeah, from there to there is all the new growth. So we're already reaching the top of this, and obviously we can extend up. Well, the plants can extend up because last time they hit the roof and then bent over. So we're at that stage now. Yes, so anyway, this is the backyard. The backyard is a giant mess. Yeah, there's a tamarillo. Look at that. I might rescue that. That's still in a pot. My other one has fallen over. I need to plant that. There are a giant mess of everything everywhere. Oh, hydroponic lettuce. Something ate that one. Yeah, not only did it eat it, it knocked the bucket over, but only one. The others are starting to look like lettuce, finally. Look at that. I know. So they're doing okay until something knocks them over. The tomatoes also doing okay, except this one is kind of on a lean, so I probably need to prop it up a little bit better. We've had a fair bit of wind lately, but we do have our first tomatoes, as long as the random rats and stuff don't wipe them out. Famous last words. Anyway, getting to the backyard, I need to tip run a whole lot of stuff, because I haven't. It is a giant jungle. Yeah, ayahuasca vine, which is the size of, I don't know, small house maybe. South American vine, lovely thing, but look at the nightmare. That is 20 foot of just carnage. So yeah, I think I might need to try and take some time off work and actually spend a few days tidying up, because that is a lot of room. These palms are monstrous. I kind of don't want the palms there. Kind of okay with them. Bit of both sort of thing. This might even be black taro. I'm not entirely sure. It might not be. It might be some native thing that looks like taro. Taro. Broken fish tanks. Need to find a home for them. Assorted stuff. Oh, look. That one is still alive. My goodness. We have a random tomato growing. Oh, we have more tomatoes there. Yeah. So anyway, this is the backyard, which is a few ponds with fish in it. Few old aviaries I need to redo. Yeah, a whole lot of black tubs. But I'm thinking, get rid of this horrible washing line, and I have a lot of space. I need to do something with these ponds and maybe spruce them up, maybe put some domes over them or something like that. But we have a lot of room, we have a lot of junk. This is just all the fallen palms, because there was a ton, and I mean a ton of golden cane palms here last year, and I've chopped a whole lot down. They've all just collapsed, and yeah, hopefully they will break down to the point where I don't have to spend 2 weeks moving them all. But we have this much area, so I think my plan is get rid of some of these bigger palms so they don't collapse, and maybe this giant tree in the corner, which is blocking off a lot of sun. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Look at it. That is huge. I think that one and this one here and that one there. All the rest aren't really on the property, so they're the neighbours' trees. They can deal with their neighbours' trees. But it's just piles of stuff. Bromeliads, random ferns, giant mess of nightmare. But I think if I can find time, I can tidy up all this, potentially get rid of the lawn, and just do the fruit trees in pots. Yeah, that's sort of wishful thinking, isn't it? I mean, this is just huge, so I probably need to even trim this down. This is actually on a big structure, which was a shade house. So inside there somewhere, there is a shade house in here. Probably a lot of snakes and stuff. Oh, yeah, look, in there, shade house that we cannot get to. So, I'm nearly trapped. Oh, there we go, we're reversing. So yeah, a big shade house in there. So maybe tidy that up. And even all around here, look at the mess. Nothing lives here except wild snakes and wild lizards. Yeah, there is a lot of room which needs to be tidied. Look at the size of this tree. So yeah, my idea, perhaps, maybe in the next, let's give it 6 months at least, start to tidy up all this stuff and make it a little bit more user-friendly. Get rid of the lawn, maybe move the ponds, fruit trees. I don't know. Any suggestions? What would you do? Because yeah, probably need suggestions, and I need to not be as grumpy as what I am right now and have a plan. My plan was acreage, but that's probably not going to happen for a little while because acreage costs money. And who has money? I don't. I've got lots of big tubs though, so obviously they're going to be used for fish. But those, where are they? There's some big pots here as well. Those are also tubs. I did have big pots. There they are. So I've got some decent sized pots. I'm gonna get dirt for those, and I'm gonna replant some plants anyway. But I don't want to put anything on the lawn until I get rid of the lawn, because if I have pots on the lawn, that's just gonna be a freaking nightmare. But I reckon, yeah, redo all this, maybe some, what's it called, black weed mat down, maybe some gravel, make it look nice. Wishful thinking, we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm sounding very grumpy, I don't know why. I do know why, because my poor garden bed. But things happen, don't they? Anyway, we will see you in the next video. I think I'll do an update on how the hydroponics is going, which is pretty freaking well. Yeah, let's hope this time we get tomatoes, nothing eats them. Anyway, see you in the next video. If you want to watch more videos, click the thingy, and we will see you there. Hurrah.